Hello everybody, Vergosity here with a Redstone tutorial video for you. Today we're going to be learning how to build up this awesome XP bank. Guys, this will hold 30 levels for you if you ever need to repair your weapons or armor or just grab some levels to do some enchanting. This is what you need, because nobody wants to run around at nighttime and kill a bunch of spiders. I'd much rather walk up to this machine, grab the levels I need, and be on my way. Let's check it out. And here's one individual slice of this contraption, and it's one wide, so you can tile it and put a bunch of them together next to each other if you want to. It's 4 deep, and it's, I think, 8 tall. So you're going to want to dig down a little bit because your floor level is actually going to be right about there. But the way that this thing works is it's pretty interesting. So anytime you smelt items in Minecraft, you get experience for them. And if you smelt cactus into green dye, it is one of the best sources of experience in Minecraft, smelting wise. So every cactus you smelt is going to give you 1 XP. So, what we've done here is we've figured out how much it's going to take a diamond tool from 1 durability all the way back to maximum durability. So it has 1,561 durability, and we get 2 durability back for every experience point that we collect. So, what it's going to mean is it's going to take 780 green dye to go from 1 durability to a fully repaired tool. If we go around to the back of this thing, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So, the furnace is right here. Anytime you take the items out of the furnace, you're going to gain experience for that. But if you smelt items and then collect them below that furnace or somewhere else, as long as they're kind of in that line right there and they're all kind of connected still, you will gain all of the experience for everything else you take out when you take out this first batch of green dye out of the furnace right there. So in this case, we're getting that 1 stack, we're getting 5 stacks from the hopper, and we're getting 9 stacks from there, which is over 1,000 experience we're going to be getting. So you get a fully repaired tool and maybe even a little bit more. It gets me from 0 levels up to about 32 levels in absolutely no time, lickety split. And the rest of this down here is just a reset mechanism. So after you take the green dye out, everything will empty itself out and it'll reset itself and get itself going for the next time you need to pull experience out. So I happen to have 6 right here. That's probably enough if you're going to do 1 player. That should give you more than enough XP. But if you're going to do like a bunch of them for a bunch of people, you might want to have even more than that, because you can kind of start going through them quick if you're doing a bunch of tool repairs and especially doing some elytra repairs too. So just keep that in mind when you're building it. Don't cut yourself short. It's probably a little better to go a little bit bigger than a little bit smaller. But let's go ahead and see how we're going to build this thing. Here's what we're going to need for this, guys. On the top row here is what you need per slice of each furnace bank. So if you're doing just 1 slice, you need 6 observers. But if you're going to do 2 banks, you're going to need 12 and so on. Down here is some building blocks, and this is going to be how we're going to get rid of the incredible amount of green dye that we're going to end up with. And then here is the way we're going to distribute the fuel to the furnaces. So we're going to do 4 slices of this. So 4 furnace banks we're going to do right here. And this is going to be your floor level right here. So if you look at it kind of like this off the back here, here's where we're going to put the furnace. So kind of visualize it over here like that. Make sure you get it lined up properly, but that furnace is going to be right in the corner, and then that is going to be your floor level. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 furnaces. Then we're going to come down underneath with our observers, and we're going to put down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're doing it 4 times, so just like that. Grab a piston and spin yourself around. This piston is going to be facing towards the back off the bottom of that observer. Alright, take some observers and put observers so they're facing like this off of those pistons. Now grab a building block and come out 1 and do a row of 2, 3, 4 like that. Now you got to kind of sneak in here a little bit. There we go. And you're going to put your droppers down 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to take more building blocks and you're going to fill that back in across like that. Then get right down on the ground and put some observers off of the back of these building blocks here. Grab yourself some pistons and put pistons on the bottom of those observers. Then get yourself comparators and put comparators on top of the observers, just like so. Alright, next up, guys, we're going to come down to the bottom here. Grab yourself a temporary block and put it between that piston and that observer. Then grab observers and put one so it's facing down off of that temporary block and then come across the whole row and fill them in. And just make sure you got them in this formation. Make sure this row is facing down and this row is facing up. So when this observer is pushed over, it forms a clock, which will cause the dropper to spit out all of the green dye we don't want anymore. And you can kick out that temporary block that we did over there. Now let's take some hoppers and put some hoppers facing down into those droppers. Then take some hoppers into the back of the furnaces, and that's how we get the fuel in. And then off the top of the furnaces, and that is how we get what we're going to smelt. Now we're almost done, guys. Get yourself your building block again and come out 1 and 2. And then do the same thing on the other side, 1 and 2. Now break out this original floor part right here. And this is where we're going to put in the lava, because this stuff makes so much green dye that it makes more than you could possibly ever use. So we're going to do like that, and then for now we're going to fill it in with some glass, just so we're safe, so we can't burn. Then we've just got to install the line for the fuel, so come off to the side here and put down 1, 2, and come up 1 building block. Get yourself a powered rail, and do 1 powered rail right there. Then do regular rails, 1, 2, 3, 4 across. Now get those building blocks again. And do 1, 2, 3, and then up 1. Do 1 more regular rail, and then 1 powered rail right here. Come back over to that first side, and drop down a lever and turn that on. Should power that rail for you. Come out to the front here, and get out your redstone lamp. And you're going to put 1 right there. I'm just using the other one as a temporary block. With a lever on front. And click that, and you should get power back here. Take your hopper minecart and drop it down right like that. Then we're going to need some chests, and you're going to put chests on top of each one of the hoppers. And then you're going to put a double chest, just like that, on top of the redstone lamp and back like that. And guys, that is everything built up. You're going to need to get a lot of cactus. I might recommend making a 0-tick cactus farm and kind of piping it in there. So here's how you're going to use this, guys. Basically, you're going to walk up to it when you need the XP, and you're going to look in the furnaces, and anytime there's a furnace that is a full stack of green dye that is smelted, that furnace is ready to go. If you look over here, it's empty. That one's not ready to go, but this one is ready to go. So if you're trying to repair armor, make sure you're only wearing that armor, and if you're trying to repair a weapon or a tool, make sure you have no armor on and that you're holding that weapon or tool in your main hand. And then you would take the green dye out, and all the XP would go to the item, or if you didn't have an item, it would go to you, however you want to do it. Then what you do is you hit the button on this observer, and that will send the mechanism into reset. It causes this piston to fire over, it starts this observer clock here, and all the dropper is going to fire everything out of it until it's completely empty, and when it's completely empty, this piston is going to push it back over and stop the clock. And everything can start firing again. All the cactus can start turning into green dye again and smelting again. Over here, this is where you're going to put in your fuel source. So we have some dried kelp blocks. If we drop the dried kelp blocks in there, they get sucked up super quick. Click that to turn it on. Let it run for a little while. When it's all empty, click it to turn it back off, and you are good to go. Now be careful of these buttons here, guys, because if you trigger these when this thing is full of XP, and you don't mean to, all that XP is going out. There's nowhere for it to go except get fired into that lava. I mean, you could run back here, and anytime you click one of these, it'll reset it, so you can always do that, but just be careful. I had the carpet down there before, and there was glass on here, and it appeared that the lava was coming up through the glass and caught the carpet on fire, and that actually triggered one of the observers, so just be careful if you're going to use something different than a button. Make sure other people know not to just walk up to it and just start whacking buttons like I know a lot of people like to do. That is it for today, everybody. Thank you for stopping by, checking out the XP Bank tutorial video. There's lots more stuff on my YouTube channel, and if you want to know when I have new videos coming out, you should hit subscribe and click that bell, and you'll always know as soon as a new video comes out. Have a great day, guys. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.